Hello everybody, welcome to Tuesday, the British day of chewing. Now, I wasn't really sure about what video I wanted to really make, especially because I'm not doing Karina's challenges at the moment, and I do have targets and goals, especially other things I'm going to be making for the community, because there are some videos that need to be made, from progression guides, Act 6 guides, and so many different things, as well as some videos that I put in the community tab about the top 5 survivability champions, which is a video that I want to complete today. So I wasn't quite sure what video to make, but I just wanted to kind of like go over some fun fights and boss fights when it comes to Act 7.3.4. So one thing I'm trying to do is with Act 7.4 right around the corner, I've been kind of working hard on kind of getting a lot of this done, and I've been having some success. Like, it's been going really well. Like, over going on the little vacation, I managed to go from taking, I think it was Act 7.3 at what, 30 something percent, and that was like I had all of 7.3.1 right the way to 7.3.3 to kind of like 100%, and I managed to bash that out over, I think it was like 24 hours. So I was quite like happy with that progress, and I'm kind of working towards getting this done. With Act 7.4 released on the 23rd of March, it means that I've got to work hard to kind of do this, and I'm going to do it. The thing is, you have to really look at it and go, okay, what was your targets? And as I've said, as I've reiterated, targets for the year. Have a target, have a goal in game that you want to achieve. And for me, if you've been following the content, was to get an rank 4 6-star champion. Now, assessing like the best methods and best way of doing this, it came like completely obvious that 100%ing Act 7.3, but most importantly Act 7.4 and Act 7 in general, 100%ing would be a more better option, a more kind of like better use of resources option, and that's really it. I'm still non-spending since the 26th of December, so that's something that I'm still kind of like sticking with. As I said, April is where we get the beta for the inputs, so yeah, I'm just like gonna work hard to kind of like do what I need to do and get on with it, because I do want to do Act 7 as my priority. Excuse me, as it something goes down the wrong way. But then think about Karina's challenges, which, they're okay, but I do think that it's going to be a case of saving up level 1 revives in order to do that, which I'm all about and doing. And then I may consider going, I don't know which kind of one I want to do. It depends on like what my numbers are for leftover rank 4 resources, like tier 6 basic, how much I've got. Am I best off doing like volume 1 type ones or volume 2? Either way, it gives options and availability to get those rank 4 materials. It's just one of these situations of going which ones I pick, and also which champions are ranked up for the necessity of doing it. But yeah, my priority is to 100% Act 7.3 before the 23rd of March, which gives me a very limited time, especially because tomorrow it's going to be just one solid week of new updates, a March update, March side event kind of like grind guides and stuff like that. So that's, as if you follow the channel, you know what the crack is with it. But in any case, let's talk about Act 7.3.4, because that's really it. I don't know if this video is going to be like part progression like video, what I'm up to, or part Act 7.3.4. Gotta be honest, so far I'm not enjoying Act 7.3.4. It's probably the one that I've enjoyed the least, as I've been going through it 3 times through on it, and as well I've done all of the boss of these ones favorites. It's either going to be Symbiote Supreme or Sorcerer Supreme, and it's just having the right counters for them. Using Spider-Man 2099 against Sorcerer Supreme was my favourite, but I would have opted for Red Guardian, and using Archangel against Sorcerer Supreme would have been my other option. But I do have some other things that I'll go Human Torch, or I go like Human Torch actually for that. In any case, I would have gone like Doctor Doom for Doctor Strange, which I did, but I didn't record it or something. I can't find the footage of it. But yeah, let's just kind of like show up some footage and talk about some of these in action. Especially because the reason that I would take Spider-Man 2099 is because of Spite. Spite for me is the most annoying. I can deal with the unblockable side of things, which does crop up, especially with defenders. 100% increased defense ability accuracy, blah 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 blah. When the attacker has 3 or more debuffs, the defender becomes unblockable until the attack has 0 debuff. So you kind of have stagger on you. So that's something that's kind of annoying. I was going to opt for something like crossbones, but I thought, well, no, because that plays into spite, and I don't want to be forever like evading special attacks all my life. I want to just enjoy the flow, which Spider-Man definitely does. And then as well, Archangel with Ebb and Flow knockdown with steady perseverance, feats of power, and ability power rate alteration immune. Defenders immune to effects that alter ability power rate, including petrify. I just thought, right, well, I'll just Archangel this, but you know, with Sorcerer Supreme, you've got to watch out for getting dexterity. Taking dexterity off in order to deal with this may be an option, but I kind of felt like Archangel was kind of like just fine and dandy. Could I have set him up a different way, getting you know, a horseman possibly? It just one of these situations where look, it was fine as he is. You've just got to watch out about kind of triggering off a buff. In any case, let's roll some footage, shall we? And here we go. So I must admit, and like as I said, like I wasn't a massive fan of the extent of the paths. When you enjoy the bosses more than you enjoy the paths, right? That's a big telltale sign about the state of your enjoyment. Power struggle was just something I just didn't enjoy. There's also another route with small arms. I think it's small arms. No, Thunderstruck is the most fun path, and then the one that I just kind of like, it just didn't. Some of it with Act 7.3.4, Act 7.3 in general is very hit and miss. There's more hits than misses, but unfortunately, I just found like all 3 paths just quite boring, especially having like Mixed Master and stuff like that. It's just gets on my nerves. Power struggle in particular, I just got quite bored of very, very quickly. Cap Infinity War, I did try out in a little bit of tester. I did actually find that kind of like worked relatively well, but just the kind of enjoyment factor with it, just not really there. And that's just, I guess, down to like how Command want to build these things. On Power Struggle, which is the footage that you're seeing at the moment, or sorry, Power Suppression, sorry, I should be more. Whenever a science attacker activates a special attack, they have 100% chance to innovate. Now, I did try, now before anybody might say, oh, well, this is the innovate path, and I do agree, but I did try this out with science champions, and I found them very ineffective, especially because the way that innovate works, there is certain ways of it, I can't remember how it's like, it's not the offensive, defensive, it's either offensive or defensive, power rate reduction, and I was just like, by the end of this, not this fight, but kind of using science champions, I was just like, this isn't working out for me at all. So I just flipped the script and went to like just using champions that power control, and Doctor Doom unfortunately had to be the one I broke out. I don't always like using Doctor Doom, but unfortunately it's an answer when sometimes it's just very so you just kind of like always go back to what works, because a lot of the times I've seen like a few guides on stuff, especially with this, and I just thought, nah, this doesn't really work. Or doesn't work as effectively as maybe it should be. Or maybe it's bugged, I don't know. In any case, you know, it's always nice to kind of get the W and do the big smacking. Now onto champions that work. Archangel, right? As we're going to see in a minute, it's great using Archangel. Now, you don't consistently get, and maybe it's just for me, just bad RNG, not consistently getting all that neurotoxin. There we go. You saw there, I got a massive amount of damage. I've got to be very careful. You've got to be... I'm trying not to throughout this kind of triggering off the dex, and that's what you've got to really kind of watch out for. That's why I take the first... Oh, I did dex at the end. Not great. Don't do that. Try not to... Maybe dex taking off might be an option, but kind of going into a parry state or kind of blocking state may have been the way to kind of go there. But it doesn't really matter because, you know, at the end of the day, this is no revives used on this particular fight. And when that happens, hey, as I always say, if people say it's stupid, but it works, hey, it's not stupid. So yeah, a lot of chip damage, I must admit, through the block. I'm not saying like you should do that, but I have to be very careful not to dex. If I dex like there I did, I got it nullified, but I've got to be careful about picking up those buffs. I'm doing it left, right and center, but I'm like, oh, you got to really be close here, Rich. You got to be up close and personal, trying not to trigger off those dexes as much as you can, watching out for the rotations. You know, we've got the ebb and flow, we got to make sure we're kind of doing what we need to be doing. And yeah, just kind of like be careful there. The stag has popped up at the moment. Again, just re-parry, just kind of get those parries up. Just kind of watch the enemy there, go into blocks, like sure to kind of like dips away, keeping your distance and all that kind of stuff. As I said, you know, parry there. keeping my distance so I'm able to like not trigger off dexterity there. Got to be careful. Just try not to dex. And it should be a case of just riding it out to victory, which is, looks like at this moment in time, it seems to be the case. And then we go counter with a special attack, keeping, again, like close but not too far. Doing another kind of like heavy rotation there with that. Getting another neurotoxin, 5 neurotoxins up. Now it seems like I'm getting a bit of luck when it comes to those. Just wait it out until he's going to go any second now. 1% and boom. There we go. You love to see it at the end of the day. Bit of a different case when it comes to Spider-Man 2099. I did get a very nasty dropped input in this fight, which did pee me off a little bit. But it is what it is. Right, so I've got to be careful not to get so many debuffs on me. I mean, to be honest, as I don't really worry too much, especially because I spent most of the time towards the end part of the fight just kind of intercepting, and that's fine. That's fine and dandy with me. So we're going to continue on a little bit here. You can see the unblockable come up from special attack. There's the drop. Those are dropped inputs, right? And I say that it's dropped inputs because I don't have any other problem any other time in this fight apart from that. And it's annoying, really. It seems to be more of an occurrence of the last, I'd say, 24 hours. And it's been, running up to the update, I've had no issues with this game. But then it like comes to the kind of like interaction of the last 24 hours. It's just been terrible. But that's just the thing. I think the game is coming to a state where it needs to be sorted out quickly, really quickly. No, this is great, right? Even though like I've got 3 debuffs on me, enemy champion goes unblockable. And that's alright. You know, I'm happy to just intercept a little bit. Spite is the biggest problem here. I don't want to be kind of having SP3 pushes because I can keep myself alive. That's the thing. Got that resistance with Spider-Man 2099, which is nice. And yeah, so if the enemy gets unblockable because I've got 3 staggers or more, 3 debuffs on me, then that's a problem. But you know, I just love using my Spider-Man 2099, and this was fun. Apart from that dropped input at the start, it was okay. I love doing the intercepts whenever possible. Just got to watch the champion. I don't want to do like the 4-hit swiping intercepts. Those very shallow intercepts, because I just need to be very careful. I haven't been trusting the AI of late, but definitely like love it. Going into a smash a big SP2 now. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Get the damage kind of like ramped up. Lovely. And it's a nice slow paced fight, but at the same time it's a W fight. And I love, as well, as I said, getting the wins. And right, we'll see what damage we're going to do here. Oh, 4%. Right, we've still got the unblockable on. Be careful. Trying to get the champion to move out because it's been very defensive. Get in with it. Yes, done. Woohoo! Now, yeah, there's been certain champions I've enjoyed more for certain things. I've got to be honest, like Spider-Man 2099 for the Sorcerer Supreme fight, great. Archangel for Symbiote Supreme. But as well as Power Suppression, I ended up using Doctor Doom because I just found it more of an effective way to take down. I would say with anybody, like you do you when it comes to like what are the best options to take down certain things. And I've still got to kind of like put together my advice and guide on it. But I'm just definitely kind of like testing out a few champions on things. But yeah, that has been the video. I don't want to make it too long, but I just wanted to say that, hey, I'm having fun with the bosses, the paths, not really enjoying that much. Certain things are just not really that interesting to me. 3 more paths to do on this, and then it's on to 7.3.5, so I'll probably do a video on that probably next week sometime, especially because I want to smash out a lot of this monthly content before delving back into 7.3.5, 100% in that before doing 7.3.6 in hopefully a very quick time frame. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this video. Make sure as well to check out some other content which will be located on screen right now, and I'll see you in tomorrow's MCN and massive content information drop then. Cheers everybody, bye bye.